Hi Cancer, thanks for joining me for your mid-month and full moon reading this mid-April. I know it's kind of like already late for the full moon, but full moon energies always last 10 days after the full moon, so we're still on point. Plus, I'm really not a fan of recording several days and weeks in advance to like the actual day of a reading or month or anything like that. I don't really understand how others do this, but to each his own. So point is, I'm here. This is your mid-month. I'm happy to have you here, although I won't lie, I still have that same feeling that I brought up in your full reading for this April. If you haven't checked that out yet, the link is in the description below. That feeling of being distant, it's still there. It is still there, and even with my Cancer peers, like whom I know, whom I'm friends with, I don't know what's up, and I'm sorry. I really don't know. I guess, like, we all have our weaknesses and our strengths every month. Like, some months our communication's on point, other months our solitude is more on point, other months we're really, really social, and other months we just want to be alone. And some months we feel like fire signs, other months we feel like air signs and water signs, whatever it is. This month I'm just really not feeling Cancer that much. So far away from Cancer, it's really odd, but there's this heat that's literally just being radiated from the table right now. The entire time I was like thinking of your sign and holding on to the cards and just thinking, oh dear God, dear whatever, spirit, angel, kind of just help me understand and make sense of this Cancer reading when it comes up. There's just so much heat, fire, lots of fire, and it's odd. So, I don't know what to make of that. I've never experienced this before. This is very, very unique to me. New to me, novel. I'm not irritated. I know I seem irritated. I'm really not. I know I might seem also frustrated. I'm not. It's not even you. It's like just weird. Okay. I'm gonna shut up. I talk a lot. I know. Okay, Cancer. Your cards this month, before we get into the mid-month, were Ace of Wands in the reverse. The World twice, actually. So once upright, once in the reverse. The Knight of Pentacles, the Five of Swords, the Magician, the Ace of Pentacles reversed, Knight of Swords reversed, Nine of Pentacles reversed, Page of Pentacles also reversed. Yeah, lots of reversals. So in general, the mood was off, everything was off, everything you could say was upside down. So the reversals make sense to me. This month, or now, sorry, we're still in the same month, but for this mid-month, things are starting to become clearer, I feel. So despite this irregular feeling of distance that I've just been catching on to, things are starting to clear up. It was foggy, it was murky, now things are clearing up. So let's just take a mental snapshot of the cards that appeared in your full reading. And let's get into what it might be looking like now that we're halfway through the month. Maybe I spoke too soon. So the moon is the central issue here. So you know how they say there's always a calm before the storm, and then after the storm things start to just come back to normal? I was a little bit convinced before that we're becoming clearer. So we're leaving the fog and we're entering a clearer state right now. Perhaps, though, we are on the precipice of this. So it is still very much the storm we're experiencing right now. So everything is starting to culminate and get to a point of no return. After this point of no return, there will be clarity. Right now, we are in the eye of the storm. Let's consider this moon the eye of the storm, because we're talking about mystery, unknowns, the 12th house, karma, and revelations starting to come from all of that, after all of that happens. Don't get me wrong, I mean, I'm pretty sure like a few of you are feeling fine and dandy or great. Things are starting to work out for you, and that's awesome. Crossing you, crowning you in your foundation. Okay, crossing you. Princess of Discs, Page of Pentacles. Someone who is slowly inserting themselves into your life, that has this down-to-earth feel to them, an earth sign, Virgo, Capricorn, Taurus, but not necessarily an earth sign. So it's just someone who has that down-to-earth feel to them, who is younger than you, not necessarily less mature just because they are younger, but someone who can offer this grounding element to you, is challenging you around about this time, or challenging concepts that are more unknown to you. So that's where we are discussing the moon card here. You might want to lash out, just like this person could be approaching you in an uncharacteristic manner. And by uncharacteristic, I mean in a way that you are just not used to. It's unconventional to you. You feel the need, perhaps, to also be rather unconventional as a Knight of Swords. Someone who takes on a less emotional approach, because you guys are all about emotion. You guys are all about depth and getting to the heart and root of the matter. But because this person could be rubbing you the wrong way, you want to lash out competitively as well, to say, hey, you think you're different? I can be different too. Is that feeling that I'm getting with this Knight of Swords, crowning you that way. You're trying to be another person entirely, but it won't necessarily work out for you. You are being experimental, sure. You are trying to be experimental, but as with a lot of experiments, they either fail or they win, or you know, or you come to like make this breakthrough. You have this breakthrough. This breakthrough won't necessarily come to fruition though this time around. It's always a 50-50 chance. It depends on how well controlled and monitored your experiment is. It also depends on to what degree you are able to be unbiased. And the thing is that I really don't feel you're very capable of being objective at this time. As a water sign, your strength is to bring in emotion. Your strength is to justify everything you do because you feel strongly about it. However, that is the opposite of having a scientific study, which requires you to be detached in that way. That is why I get this feeling that this experiment, if we can call it that, may not necessarily succeed. By doing this, by not being true to yourself, you are forsaking this strong Empress quality that you had to you. This was working for you in the past. We have to remember not to let our ego get in the way. Because when we think we're on a winning streak, that's when we bring down our guard. Because then we think we're in the clear, everything is fine, it's working out finally, so not much can go wrong, right? Wrong. Don't bring down your defenses. No one should ever bring down their defenses. Least of all, a water sign, who is more often than not a target. Why did I do that? Sorry. So this person, let's just lower the screen. This page, daughter of Earth, who is challenging you right now, challenging you in a way that forces you to kind of go against your own nature, is someone who will help you see a new way to approach your work, your actual work. And while it may be difficult to appreciate this person's perspective because they could be pissing you off at this time, which is causing you to react in the way a Knight of Swords usually would, you will see the blessing in this come a bit later down the line, where you might suffer in your relationship with this person. This is not a love reading, by the way. This is a general reading. So when I say relationship, I just mean relationship in the purest form. Human to human. Your relationship may struggle because of this friction that is occurring. But there are lessons to be learned and lessons to apply to your work ethic. And it causes you to go within. It causes you to go within. You are already within yourself, working on your inner strengths at this time. But anyone who knows what it's like to go within and to do the work on a spiritual level also understands that it's not all peachy. That it can bring up some bothersome emotions that we're faced to really deal with. It brings up things that hurt us. And you are not afraid of this, actually, Cancer. You embrace it. You embrace that depth that so many of us wish we can reach. When the Moon card comes to you, although I may make it sound difficult because it's the eye of the storm, you handle it so effectively, so much more effectively than others do. When the Moon is at its peak, you are both powerful and weak. Why? Because yes, you open yourself up to hurt, but you know that you can come out of it so much stronger. And in a way, that's what this Hermit does to you. when you do your inner work involves understanding your emotions and understanding how your emotions can take you further. And in this case, though, it is not you who prompts this awakening. It is this earthy person who triggers you to see things differently. This combination is rather good for you. So in your environment, you have this 6 of Pentacles. There is so much earth in this reading. What this tells me is that you're challenged to accept this rather unconventional person who introduces you to a new approach ultimately leads to the unlocking of your success, which is inevitably linked to your self-mastery and how far you can go in your work. So if you thought in the past with this Empress card that you'd hit home, think again. Think again. The Empress is number 3 in the tarot, as is the 3 of Discs, which talks about walking up, well, not walking up, but like climbing our way up to achieve mastery. And mastery here can be interpreted as success. 3 + 3 = 6. I love this deck for so many reasons, because things start to make sense. Things start to make sense. And when we talk about experimentation, this is how you are experimenting. And like I told you before, it's a 50-50% chance that you will fail or succeed. Success depends on how well you can detach yourself from the situation. This is not about you, really. It involves you, but do not mistaken it, or do not mistaken this success as coming purely from you. No. This success comes about if you know how to control what this person is trying to teach you, and to control your emotions and how you feel about it, and how you feel this need to lash out or react. React is the better word. How you choose to control and react to this emotion that they trigger within you is the key to your success, is when your experiment succeeds. If this bores you, feel free to forward, because I'm just waiting for 2 more cards to pop up. But in some cases, I stop. I stop the reading before a spread is complete. Oh, there we go. I did that with Virgo. Virgo needed 1 more card to come up. This one came out first, right? Can you please let me know, you guys, when you're watching this video again? I think this is what came out first. Okay. So for Virgo didn't get their last card, but there was an entirely different reason behind that as well, and one that was actually rather beautiful. if you decide to watch Virgo's reading all the way to the end. So with experimentations and success and how we get ourselves to success through introspection, through incorporating other people's approach effectively into our own structure, into our own work habits, we undergo major transformation. And one can choose to embrace this transformation or reject it. If we embrace it, things occur rather smoothly for us. If we reject it, we are back to square one. But I don't feel that you will reject it. I think that you will truly embrace it. And by truly embracing it, you unlock yourself. You unlock and you move up to the next level. It's kind of like playing a game. It's like starting from scratch all over again. You become this Fool card. You embrace what it's like to be reborn again. And reborn without the layers that blind us. Because experience in life can be both enlightening, but it can also be detrimental. By experience, I mean all of the laws and policies and procedures that we're kind of forced to take seriously from a young age, the belief systems that are instilled within us that don't really come from us. They come from our parents, they come from our families, societies, and culture at large that teach us the difference between right and wrong. The Fool does not have that. The Fool is still new to all of it. He starts to build himself up. Yes, okay, in part because he's receiving guidance from people, society, and culture, but mostly through trial and error. And when the Death card appears in a reading, it is offering us the potential to rise above and rise from the ashes, and in a way that we can decide to build ourselves new again. You are reborn. And when you are reborn, it's like you are a blank slate. You can do anything you want with this blank slate. I'm not of the opinion that we are programmed at birth. This does not have to coincide with my belief of reincarnation. For those who believe in past lives and how we are influenced by our past lives, it is all fine and dandy, incredible. I also believe in that to a certain extent, but then you know enough to understand that there's a reason why you come to this life being wiped clean of the memories you have from previous lives. And that's essentially your rebirth. You are born as a blank slate with an opportunity to right the wrongs of your previous lives. But if you already knew the lessons that you needed to learn, that you need to learn in this lifetime, life wouldn't be much of a challenge, would it? There would be no learning experience. The Fool needs to go through their learning experience, which is why it is so different from this Empress here. Because the Empress doesn't feel the need to grow in her knowledge anymore. She simply has it. She's gained it. She's gone through the Fool. And she's emerged. And she can finally do something with her knowledge. The Fool, though, can take a leap of faith, but can also fall to his right back into his grave. if he's not careful. That's where the guidance becomes important for us to take seriously and not to dismiss. I hope you enjoyed your reading, Cancer. I will see you guys next month. If you haven't checked out your full April reading yet, description below. So, have a good one, you guys. Bye.